What's up, y'all? For Louisiana versus all y'all, this is Jarrett Roser wrapping up our annual football bracket prediction series with Division I Select, a bracket led by undefeated number one seed Edna Carr, 8th seeded Evangel Christian, 5th seeded Alexandria, a finalist last year, 4th seeded Catholic Baton Rouge, 3rd seeded St. Aug, 6th seeded Tioga, 7th seeded John Curtis Christian, and 2nd seeded and undefeated Turlings Catholic are your 8 teams with buys in this division. Some great early matchups, including that Riverdale Bonneville rematch of a game a week ago, Acadiana Karen Crow rematch of a game a week ago. There's going to be a lot of familiarity in this bracket, particularly the New Orleans Catholic League, but really all over the place. We have Jesuit and St. Paul's winning first-round games and advancing. Brother Martin getting the best of Liberty. That could be a tough one. Watch out for that. Captain Shreve, we like Jamarcier Plater and company to come down and get a win at Hammond and advance. Acadiana, we're giving a slight edge over Karen Crow to win a second straight week against their rivals there. And Rummel, STM, and Bonneville, we're picking for a slight upset after a big win against Riverdale last week to win their first district title since the 90s. We think Coach Dre Anthony and company can now go win their first playoff game since the 90s as well. But we have that run ending there. Turlings Catholic, John Curtis, our pick for a quarterfinal. Rummel and St. Aug, a rematch of a Catholic League game we have as a quarterfinal. Alexandria and Catholic Baton Rouge in what should be one of the better quarterfinals in the state. And then Edna Carr versus Pop Houston and company, that high-flying Evangel Christian offense would be a really fun Thanksgiving weekend in Division I Select. But we've seen it so many times before. Edna Carr and Catholic Baton Rouge is where we see the semifinals heading on the top half of this bracket. Cases could be made as the top 2 teams in the state. These 2 teams at the bottom here, St. Aug and Curtis, a rematch of a Week 10 game. Another case to be made that, those are the closest teams to what Carr has been this season. The heavy hitters in this Division I Select bracket. And we think 4 of the best teams in the state advance. We're taking Carr, getting back the reigning champions. We're taking Aug to get back to the Superdome for the first time, a state championship game for the first time since the late 70s. St. Aug played Carr as closely as anyone this season, but it was still a 21-point game, and we're taking Carr to take care of business. We think they are the best team in the state this year, and on top of all that talent with Big Rich Anderson, Aiden Hall, John Johnson and company, they have been consistent. Bryce Brown and the coaching staff has done a phenomenal job keeping those guys hungry and on the ball every single week, and we think they get it done in the Superdome again.